Our couples have an incredibly important decision ahead of them. They have to decide whether they want to stay married or get a divorce. This is a very scary moment, and I think talking with friends and family can be incredibly important. Not only can these friends and family give sound advice, but just talking about it, just being a sounding board can help the couple.
We are 3 days away from final decisions, and my mom's opinion, is very important to me.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Her and my dad have been together for 33 years, so something's working for her, so I'm sure she has some good advice. Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy 8 weeks. It still does kind of feel like a dream. You're like,
Yeah. Your final decision is coming. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say. What's Anthony gonna say?
One thing that I have learned about Anthony is, or where Anthony and I are complete opposites, is I make a decision. It's not always the right one, but Anthony thinks about everything. There has to be pros and cons to everything, and I'm just a quick to make a decision.
Well, we've made mistakes that way.
Oh, yeah, no, I've made lots of mistakes that way. But it is a marriage. We signed a lease together. I ultimately would like to buy a house and then have some babies.
That would be wonderful.
Anthony changes his timeline a lot on the kid thing. Nobody's ever ready, and maybe you will never feel totally secure. So to me, it just doesn't make sense to do all of that, because if you live your life that way, then you're never going to be ready.
We make a decision and do it, and we don't ponder it. And if it's the wrong decision, then you learn from it.
It's still crazy to think that I even did this.
But it's going to be a great story to tell your kids.
I know in my heart what my final decision is, but I don't know what Anthony's final decision is. And that's what scares me. Going into this, I think the one concern, was me getting hurt in the end of this. So I would be heartbroken if it didn't work out.
I'm feeling nervous about the decision. So I figure, let me call my dad. I feel like he's always got some sound advice, just kind of gives it to me straight. I got final decisions in not too long, so it's coming down to the wire.
You're asking for advice?
Yeah.
How you guys getting along?
There really hasn't been that many. I think we've had a tiff or so here and there.
So how does she do handling your rough spots?
I think she's done all right. I'm not sure. That's not easy. There's definitely, I'm only 7 weeks into marriage, so I can't imagine how it is later on.
Well, it's like you gotta consider the other person first, and when kids come into the picture, it changes again.
I feel like she's got a timeline of, things that she wants to do and when, and I'm just like, whoa, we gotta take it easy sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not living in a world of fantasy over here. We've toned down somewhat on the kids' conversation, but not really. I don't like when people timeline me. It's not every snowflake's the same. I'm not like a knee-jerk decision type person. So she makes decisions pretty quickly. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that kind of came up between our, searching for a new apartment and stuff like that. We weren't exactly on the same page with.
She's pretty patient.
Is she patient? I think she has patience, but it runs out. For most things, I like to take my time doing things, and she's more, I'm done, let's get out of here type, So I think I've ran her patience out a couple of times. If anyone has any time to be alone with their thoughts and really start to grind down on what they want, what they don't want, what they like about the relationship, what they don't like about the relationship, and not have that other person there to be a sounding board, crazy things happen.